Hello, 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 and welcome to episode number 114 of 18 Toss Game Podcast. My name is Ango, and I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. Before we start, make sure you follow, share, and like. Yeah, I'm so professional sometimes, I swear. Make sure you follow, share, and like a Teen Talks Game Podcast so you can get episodes wherever you want, or something like that. I am kind of annoyed at myself right now because I literally forgot to make the intro stuff. I'm on spring break right now from school. I really need to find like an hour somewhere to do some stuff for the podcast, just to make that intro and outro and program of the week stuff. Because I swear, I always say I will and I never get to do it. I'm actually gonna try to do it this break. I promise. I'm actually gonna try to make something up. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. This episode is coming out the day before Easter here. So happy Easter, happy spring, happy Easter. Hope everything goes well. I am like literally so busy, like it's bad. I'm on spring break, but I have so much homework to do, and it just feels like it never ends. It really never ends, and I'm just like, wow, 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 never ends, right? But genuinely, I don't think I've ever been so frazzled in my life to get things done. But here we are, guys. Here we are, aren't we? But I don't know. I feel like we should get into our program of the week because I feel like I have a lot to talk about this episode for sure. So let's head over to the program of the week, which I promise I will have a better transition into next week. I hope. I hope. All right, friends. I love a good program when the skater is just so devoted to the character that they're playing, and this is such a good program for that. This is from Katarina Witt from her 1994 Olympics comeback skate with her short program to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves by Michael Kamen. This program is very, very famous, of course, a little controversial at the time because Katarina Witt was not going to skate to Robin Hood wearing some dress or some skirt. She skated to this wearing pants and a shirt. And the judges were like, no, no, no. But she was like, yes, yes, yes. And so this program is kind of famous for that moment of her kind of, again, defying dressing standards, dressing rules at the time, like she did back when she originally skated in the 80s. But here in 1994, she was doing the exact same thing. This Robin Hood program, I feel like, has just such good character commitment, and it's so fun to watch. Starts off very, very excitedly, very, very fast. She is drawing an arrow from her bow and she lets go, and then she starts skating. Beautiful crossovers. They go by really, really fast. She's able to pick up some really good speed in her skating. And then she's able to do a very big, 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 beautiful triple toe loop. Double toe loop is beautiful. A couple more steps here and there. She does a beautiful back edge into a double axle. And that double axle is a big double axle, a very nice big double axle. She just lands it, and you can't tell, the camera doesn't show her face when she lands it, but you can tell that she's very happy and pleased when she lands it, just to like let it go. And she does a beautiful back position when she lands that double axle. Beautiful spin position of this program as well. Very classic positions, very nice spin positions that are very simple but well done. I think that really is the theme of this program. Simple but well done with great commitment to character. There's a nice spiral kind of sequency vibe in there. Again, very nice, not like exaggerated, not stressed spiral area. The music is a little calmer and she's able to match the feeling of the music. I don't know, maybe the character of Robin Hood is in suffering or something. The character in Robin Hood is getting arrested by the police in Nottingham. I don't know. But I feel like she really portrays that kind of somber-ish emotion very well. Then she goes pick up more speed into a very nice double flip. She lands a double flip very toughly, and then she goes into this very loud, big, bright footwork sequence, kind of going across the rink on this very fast footwork sequence that I feel like is very, very impressive. She does a lot of footwork, and then she kind of ends the program with this very nice spread eagle into it. And again, the music's getting loud and louder and louder now, and she's at the end of the program. Robin Hood is the person who's won everything, who's has this big victory. And then, of course, we have beautiful spin at the end to end the program. She ends the program with her two hands up, her fists together, kind of thing. Like, I don't know, just a very big show of strength. And I feel like you can't really like understand the character of the program unless you go watch it. So I highly implore you all to go watch this program. Good character like commitment. That's what I want to see like a lot of figure skating is like if you're playing a character, if we're playing Romeo and Juliet, if we're doing, I don't know, Phantom of the Opera, I want to see some commitment to those characters. And Katarina Witt just takes Robin Hood to another level. I love this program. I think her programs in 1994 when she made her like fun comeback to the Olympics. I actually think those are her two best programs ever. I think it's better than Carbon. Hot take. I'm sorry. Both of these programs, Robin Hood and then her free skate was Where Have All the Flowers Gone? Beautiful program. But this program, please go watch it after you listen to this episode. Katarina Witt, her 1994 Olympic short program to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves by Michael Kamen. And now let's head over to our main episode. Okay, everybody, it is officially, and I mean officially, the last competition related episode of this entire year of figure skating, this entire season. The season is over because we are finally reviewing the last part of Worlds, the 2026 World Figure Skating Championships in Prague, Czech Republic. Last week I reviewed the pairs event and the women's event, so please check that out if you want to hear my thoughts on those things. This episode I'm reviewing the men's event and the ice dance event. So if you're here for this one, then move on one later. If you want to if you prefer to hear about the other ones first, whatever you want, I don't judge. But I always do worlds in two episodes, two split parts, because I feel like I have more to say at the end of a season, especially this season like this, where it was the Olympic season and so many big things happened, of course, that I want to be able to discuss skaters more in depth, maybe, and more detail with everything that happened this season and all. So yeah, this competition, the 2026 World Figure Skating Championships, took place in Prague, in the Czech Republic. I do have a lot of thoughts about the competition. I thought this was a really good competition. It felt very, in terms of the arena and everything, the audience, it felt very modern, very high tech. They had the LED boards. They had a really cool light display across the whole arena. The lighting was very warm and beautiful. The camera angles were all very nice. So much energy from the crowd. I feel like this crowd loves figure skating. This crowd was so supportive of a lot of the skaters. The crowd was so happy with a lot of skaters when their skates finished. I don't know, one of my favorite worlds in recent memory, and I've only watched, worlds in the last two Olympic cycles, so not many worlds, but I just feel like this one's a big highlight for me. I think this is a perfect competition to end off the season in terms of like the actual competition, like the setup and everything. That this really cool triangle like motif, triangle design throughout the whole competition. Even the lights at the top of this arena ceiling were like triangle and they were like LED, they would move up and down. Like that's so cool. That's so cool. And all these shots of like what Prague looks like. Like I want to go. Like can somebody book me a flight to Prague right now? I would love to see a flight to Prague. A plane ticket on my desk soon. I would love to go to Prague. This competition made Prague seem like a paradise. I want to go see it. But of course, we have a lot of skaters to talk about. Let's first start with the men's program. Not the men's program, the men's competition. This men's competition was, quite luckily not as chaotic as the Olympics. The Olympics were a mess for the men. And honestly, I actually got a lot of these predictions right for a lot of these top skaters, and I'm kind of impressed by that. I'm kind of impressed by the fact that I did get a lot of these predictions right. Little pat on the back. I'm just saying. I will say Jason Brown withdrew right after I made that episode about like who was competing and what my predictions were. That broke my heart. I don't know if he's retiring, but oh, I really wanted to see Jason at Worlds. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna start in 25th place and go up actually because 25th place here. Unfortunately, not making the free skate was Kaomura of Japan. Kaomura, I don't remember what placing he was exactly at the Olympics, but he got a not so good short program and a really good free skate. He was 25th here in the short program, did not qualify to the free skate. A fall in quarter on the quad Salchow, unfortunately. Negative Dewey on the triple axel and the quad toe. No combo done on that quad toe. Was really, really unfortunate for him. He has not been really a strong short program skater. I feel like for the past few competition, at the Olympics was not. Yeah, I feel like just at the Olympics and here were not his best short programs. He had better short programs at Grand Prix de France, for example, at Fort Continents, for example. Just really unfortunate for Kamura. Not the most consistent skater in Japan right now. It's gonna be interesting. I know he is competing for another quad, another cycle. I'm sure he wants to make the next Olympics in 2030. We'll have to see what Kamura and how this will develop because hasn't been the most consistent this season. Did make the Olympic team, which is really impressive for him. We'll have to see with Kalmira, right? All right, I am gonna try to review every skater. I'm gonna focus a little less on the skaters, more on the skaters as we go up, if that makes sense. 24th place was Genmi Gartung from Germany. He was 23rd in the short program. Quick cup quarter calls on both his quad flip and quad lutz attempts. Very big step out on the quad lutz. High risk, high reward kind of skater. Played really risky. Barely qualified for the free skate. In the free skate, he was 24th there. A couple errors there as well. Pops on the quad lutz into a double and then a single axle. Tried a quad lutz in the second half of the program. Fell on it with an under rotation, unfortunately. Couple errors. He's a very high technical skater, but because of those mistakes, those things kind of added up for him. Negative Dewey on almost all the jumping passes, unfortunately. But very happy to see him. He's still very young. He just moved up from juniors. A skater that will definitely see more of the future. One that's very bright for Germany's future as we look at his quad and everything. All right, in 23rd place was from Italy, Gabriele Frangipani. One of my favorites I don't know, he's kind of fun, but he had a very, very nice, clean short program, which is very satisfying for him. And that short program for him was 17th place. He was 22nd in the free for 23rd overall. Couple errors, unfortunately, a fall on the triple axle, a single loop, and under rotation on the triple salchow. Not his best skate. The energy wasn't there. The components weren't as high as he would have liked, unfortunately, but 23rd overall for the Italian skater. 22nd place from the home country was Georgy Reshchenko of the Czech Republic, who, if you remember, had a very big surprise bronze medal finish actually at Europeans, and I really did think like, wow, maybe he's gonna make a big splash at Worlds in the Czech Republic. Georgi Rashtinga here, he was 20th in the short program here. Did fall unfortunately on the quad toe loop, did not get a combo after a nice quad sal. 21st place in the free skate for 22nd overall. Again, errors on his quads here. Did get a very nice quad toe, triple toe done in the second half after a mistake on the first quad toe loop in the first half though. Very nice. And 21st place here, this kind of breaks my heart because he's one of my favorites. Denis Valsias of Latvia. He was 13th here in the short program. A quarter call on the triple toe after the triple lutz and a little spin error was for Denis. 23rd in the free skate, unfortunately, for 21st overall. Falls on the triple axle and the triple lutz, unfortunately. Under rotations and a downgraded triple flip. I don't know if Dennis Socios is done skating. I really hope he isn't because this was unfortunately not his best competition this season. Very nice short program. Free skate wasn't the best. I really want him to have just one more big, very good 2022 European style kind of competition to end off his career because I really want to see that. Okay. In 20th place was Francois Pito of France here. He was 21st in the short program. He was 21st in the short program with a fall on the quad salchow, unfortunately. And then he moved up to 19th or 20th overall with a 19th place free skate. Cleaner skate, did have a fall on a triple axle. Very gutsy, wanted a quad sal for the first jumping pass, got a triple sal, and then in the third jumping pass did the quad sal. Very, very smart, very risky of him, but very well rewarded, it looks like. All right, in 19th place was from Mexico, Donovan Carrillo, a fan favorite. We all love him. We all know him. Right, right, right. He actually had a really good short program here. He was 14th in the short program here at Worlds. Did fall with an under rotation on his quad toe, but the quad sal triple toe very well done. Triple axle very well done. Judges really did reward him well there for that short program. 20th in the free skate for 19th overall. A fall on the quad toe, unfortunately, under rotations on that both triple axles. A couple other under rotation calls throughout the program, but really did bring the energy. Components quite high, very good step two ones coming in at level 4. Very good choreo sequence as well. Lots to be proud of at this competition. Qualifying for another World's Free Skate 4. Donovan Carrillo, 18th place was Tamir Cooperman of Israel. He was 19th in the short program. Yeah, he was 19th there, single axle attempt, and then 18th in the free, 18th overall. Okay, a couple errors fall on the plateau with a repetition. In 17th place was from Sweden, Andreas Nordbeck. Had actually a very good comeback. Very good. I can't talk. Very good comeback here for Andreas Nordbeck of Sweden. He was 24th, barely qualified to the free skate after popping a single flip, not a triple that he would have wanted. Very good comeback in the free skate. 15th in the free skate for 17th overall. Quad 2 had a little mistake on it and then popped the triplets but into a single, but that's all right. He moved himself very nicely up the rankings here. 16th place was Yudong Chen of China, who was 22nd in the short program here. Triple axel had an under rotation call on it. And then very nice comeback for him too in the free skate. 17th in the free skate for 16th overall. A couple of negative Jewies here and there, minor negative Jewies, unclear edges on both of the triple flips, but a very well done quad sal triple toe in the first jumping pass. Adam Hagara of Slovakia took the 15th place position here, coming in 18th in the short program, with a very clean skate for him. And then he was 14th in the free skate for 15th overall. Quarter calls on the loop and a quarter call on a third double axel in the Let's double axle combination. I truly do think Adam Hagara might be one of those skaters to watch out for in this next squad. I really like his skating. I don't know why. I really like his flow. I feel like he's transitioned pretty well from the junior ranks to the senior ranks. He did really well. I remember an NHK trophy. Hoping to see more success from Adam Hagara. I feel like he has been pretty consistent around the 220, 230 range. Hopefully he can get a little higher in some of those feature competitions. 14th place from Poland was Vladimir Samoilov. He was 16th in the short program, quarter call on the triple axel, unclear edge on the triple lutz, 13th in the free skate for 14th overall. Very big quad lutz. A fall and a quarter on the quad sal here, unfortunately, and a double sal in the second half of the program as well. Maybe wanted to do 2 quad sals. Maybe that's what he was going for. But nevertheless, a pretty decent program for him. Really decent program for him. And that gave him a 14th. And 13th place was Kirill Marsak of Ukraine, who was a pretty strong 12th place short program here. Just a spin error, beautiful quad sal cow, very well rewarded by the judges. 16th place in the free skate was not as good, unfortunately, for 13th overall. Stunning quad lutz to start off the program. Only big mistake was a double sal cow. He probably would have wanted a triple lutz triple toe as well in the second half. Little negative Dewey on the triple flip. But I think this is his highest world's placing. Yeah, this is the first time he qualified to the free skate actually, which is really impressive. So 13th in your first year qualifying to free skate is very impressive for Kirill Marsak. All right, let's head into our top 12 finishers. Jacob Sanchez in 12th place here from the US, replacement for Jason Brown. For his world's debut, for his senior world debut, this is a strong 2 skates from Jacob Sanchez. Clean short program for 10th overall. The free skate was a 12th place free skate for 12th overall. Pretty clean skate. He did make an error on the single axle attempt, or triple axle into a single axle, unfortunately. Last 3 jumping passes, very nice. A little trip, actually, in his choreo sequence. Knocked his score down a little bit, but I'm sure he didn't really mind. Jacob Sanchez, a very strong skater. Lots of potential. I really do think he is going to be the next upcoming generation of these U.S. men's skaters. I think he's really put himself in the running for, some Grand Prix next season and hopefully getting, of course, onto that 2030 Olympic team. I think, he's really made a statement here. 11th place here from Georgia was Nikki Igadze, the European champion. He was 15th in the short program with a fall on the quad sal and then a step out on the triple axel. But guess that didn't bother him too much. Seventh place free skate was pretty decent. The quad lutz attempt, negative Julie on it, under rotation on the quad sal. But the rest of the jumps were pretty decent from him. Wasn't as good as his European Championship performance, of course, to get that title there, but still pretty decent from Nikki Godze to make it to 11th place here at Worlds. Okay, here comes our top 10. In 10th place was Andrew Torgashev of the US. Seventh place here in the short program with a very clean skate from Andrew Torgashev. Then the free skate was a little bit of a struggle for him. Quarter call on the first quad toe, double toe loop on the second jumping pass, and then a triple flip single toe loop, unfortunately, as the last jumping pass. But not a terrible program. He's had, better skates. He's had worse skates this season. Quite a strong skater that we have in Andrew Torgashev in the U.S. But we'll see where his season goes into the next couple seasons. We'll see if he's able to make that Olympic team again. In ninth place from Switzerland was Lucas Britschke, who was ninth in the short program. Pretty decent skate. Wanted a quad toe, triple toe, only got a double done, unfortunately. 10th place in the free skate for ninth overall for Lucas Britschke. Quad toe step out, triple axel fall, etc. Again, a very unique skater. I really do think a lot of people have very much appreciated Lucas Britschke skating this season. Last season, especially, I feel like his programs were maybe the most unique. But lots of love for him. I don't know. It's just his last, maybe his last competition. We don't know. He's 28 now. It might really be his last season, but strong skater for Lucas Ricci. I'm really happy to see his skating. All right. In eighth place was the Pope from Italy, Daniel Grazel. He was eighth place in the short program here. A little wild on the two quad attempts, the quad last quarter call step out, the quad Quadluva quarter call as well. The judges were always going to be very picky with him. It really does. I don't know. It depends on the judging panel. Very picky with Daniel Grazel when it comes to those jumps. On the other jumps in the free skate, he was ninth in the free skate for eighth overall. Quarter call on the lutz, under rotation on the loop, quad loop, double sal cow, unfortunately. So his first three quad jumping passes, not the best. Triple axel, quarter call into a triple toe loop. The rest of the jumps were pretty good. Impressive for him to get that triple axel, double axel, double axel done in the second half of the program. Not the program he was looking for, but a good program nonetheless from Daniel Grazel to end up eighth at this Worlds. Okay, moving into our top seven. Kevin Amos was in seventh place here. Very good result for him. Struggles sometimes with these big championship events at Europeans has really been his enemy. Here on ice in Prague, also in Europe, not bad at all. Quad toe, double toe, and the triple lutz in the short both received a little negative Jewy. The free skate though, magical free skate for Kevin Amos. A fall on the quad toe with a quarter call, but the rest of the program done very, very well. He was very happy to see his score in the kiss and cry. Wasn't as good maybe as his 2023 Worlds performance or his Skate America performance earlier this season, but a very good performance for Kevin Amos. Really wanted to get that second quad toe done, I'm sure, but it would have moved him up probably to fifth place. It really would have moved him up to fifth place, but very good nonetheless from Kevin Amos. All right, in sixth place, a bit of a surprise for me here, actually. A bit of a surprise for everyone. In sixth place was Alexander Selevko of Estonia. He was third place in the short program, making a very, very clean skate with a very new personal best. Judges were very happy with this third place skate from Alexander Selevko. Gave him a really high score. New personal best for him there. All right, and then a sixth place free skate wasn't as good. A fall under rotation on the quad lutz, a quarter on the triple axel, unclear edges on both the flips, but still two very good programs from Alexander Selevko. Very big surprise with that short program in third. His best world result, I believe his best result in general. His best two skates in general. So very, very good for him. Yeah, better than anything he's achieved ever, which is really, really good. All right, in fifth place here was Adam Schauhinfa of France. He was second place in the short program. Very clean skate from Adam. Very, very well done. Maybe his best short all season. Olympics was pretty good too as well. In the free skate, it was kind of like the Olympics where he was really good after the short program. In the free skate, he was eighth in the free skate for fifth overall. Quad toe, really well done. Quad lutz, unfortunate fall on it with an under rotation. Popped quad sal into a double sal as well. But never failing to impress the crowd. Just not his two best skates, or actually his short was really good. Not his best free skate here to keep him on the podium. Really needed that quad lutz. Really needed that quad sal as well if he was gonna stay on the podium. All right. Fourth place. I knew it. I really did know it. I knew it. This is the result. I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. In fourth place here was from Canada, Steven Gogolev. And this is such a big thing. Steven Gogolev has made a huge, I don't know, something's changed in his career this season where it just seems so surreal that he's made it to this fourth place at Worlds. Fifth place in the short program for him, I believe. I believe this is a new personal best. Yeah, this is a new personal best for Steven Gogolev in the short program. A new personal best as well in the free skate as the free skate. So he was fourth in the free skate after the fifth in the short. Only mistake being a slight negative Julie on the quad sal triple toe loop, but so impressive from Steven Gogolev to end up fourth overall. He's a skater I'm very, very excited to see in this next season. This very big breakout season for him, obviously, fourth at the Olympics, fourth here at Worlds. I'm excited to see where his career takes him. I hope this was not just like one fluke season where he did really well. I'm really hoping that this season is the starting point of something new for Steven Gogolev. All right, in third place here was Shun Sato of Japan. Fourth place in the short program. Quarter call on the quadlets there. Third place in the free skate with a very clean free skate. He was very happy with this score. I'm very happy with this score. I really have enjoyed his Firebird this season. I think this is his, I think this is just some of his best performing ever. Let me see. I believe no, this is not his best skates ever, but it was, very much among his best skates ever, and very, very good for him to reach this level of competition, get on the world podium. Um, he hasn't been on the world podium before, so quite a result for Shun Sato. Very good, adding a bronze at Worlds to his bronze at the Olympics this season. Very good for Shun Sato. All right, and second place was Yuma Kageyama from Japan. Silver at the Olympics, silver here as well. And he was actually sixth place in the short program. A very good quad toe, triple toe, and a quad sal. Going to the single axle, he looked really stable, and then it became a waxel. It was a waltz jump that he kind of flipped over, fell. It would give him 0 points. It was a downgraded single axle. So basically just a waltz jump with a fall on it. Really needed that triple axel. Very strange jump attempt, but he didn't let it phase him. Did not let that silly mistake phase him. Free skate was very well done, completely clean. This is a new personal best. Free skate for him. Very epic performance of this turn dot performance. I really enjoyed it. A program that I think a lot of people will remember for a long time was this clean free skate for once this whole season. He did it when it really mattered here at Worlds. Clean free skate for Yuma Kageyama. All right, and then in first place, that I restored the natural order of things, in my opinion, was Ilya Malinin of the USA. He was first in the short program, of course. I believe, is this a new personal best short program for him? Is this the best? Is this a new personal best short program for him? I no, it's not. I don't believe so. Wait, maybe it is. I have no idea. I don't know how to check on here. Not gonna lie, guys. I don't know how to check on this website. But very good. And then in the free skate, he was first place as well. Kind of a laid back performance. He was only, and I mean, only in a very, shocking sense still, but he was doing 5 quads here, got all of them done pretty cleanly, did get a quarter call on the second quad lets in the program, but otherwise, very good, pretty clean free skate from him. Judges really liked it. He still won here by, let's see, 23 points, which is really impressive. A lot of people judge his component score. I truly do think his components, you know, I don't know, some of those tens, I'm like, whoa, okay. But nevertheless, he definitely deserved this victory. Very good victory. Good redemption after the Olympics, right? Good redemption after that, the disappointment of the Olympics. And I'm sure he's gonna be dominating the next quad, looking for revenge after the Olympics as well. Hopefully going into the next Olympics as the favorite and winning in 2030 will, be his goal for the plan for vengeance. It reminds me a lot, honestly, of Nathan Chen in 2018, how he was one of the favorites. He had a really disappointing short program there, good free skate, obviously, but then he went to 2022 and he kind of dominated everything. So maybe that's kind of the case here with Ilya Malinin, the favorite going into 2026. Did not become the winner, but in 2030, he'll be seeking that redemption. Definitely for sure. So, all right, your men's podium here: third place, Shun Sato; second place, Yuma Kageyama; first place, Ilya Malinin. Quite a high level of men's competition, not as chaotic, I feel like, to end off this Olympic season. So that's for the men, and now to the ice dance. All right. My voice hurt. My voice still hurts. So I took like a 3 minute break after the men's. Okay, I stand. I'm gonna run through I stands really quickly again. I really want to talk about every team, of course. Starting at 20th place, there was a withdrawal, and I'm sad because it's my favorite team that withdrew. They were 11th after the rhythm dance. That was Julia Trikila and Matthias Lewis of Finland. Withdrew after an 11th place finish in the rhythm dance, and that really was because I think Matthias Fischlewis has an injury. There was some report of Julia Tequila training by herself for a little bit, which is like, oh no. And so I don't know. I really hope that they skate for one more season because next year's Worlds are in Finland, and I'm sure they would love to finish their career at a home Worlds. But we'll see what Tequila Fischlewis what their career will be like next year. 19th place, the Japanese team, Utana Yoshida, Masai Morita. Very good result for them. This is the first time I think they have been to. This is the first time they've qualified to. Oh my gosh, that was disgusting. I'm sorry. The first time that they have qualified to the free dance at Worlds. Very good result for Utani Yoshida, Masaya Morita. They were 15th in the rhythm dance with a very nice score for the new personal best in the rhythm dance. The free dance was a 18th place free dance here, a little too long on the rotational lift. After the straight line lift, unfortunately, but oh well, just a 1 point deduction. The rest of it was pretty good. Stationary lift could have used a little higher Jui, but otherwise, pretty good program for Yoshida Morita. Very good hope for ice dance in Japan. In 18th place from the Czech Republic, skating at home, were the Tashlers, Natalie Tashlerova, Filip Tashler here. They were a very solid 14th place in the rhythm dance with a very clean rhythm dance. Unfortunate 19th place free dance for them. Unfortunately, they had to omit one of their lists, unfortunately, is what happened here. They planned, I believe, a straight line lift, I believe, and she didn't get into the right position. They, are a little discoordinated in the uh discoordinated in the list. And so unfortunately, Twizzles also had a little negative GUE in the judges, zero GUE overall for them. Unfortunate skate here, especially in front of the home crowd. Tashler not being able to give their Matrix free dance, all the energy that it deserves, but so supportive from the crowd in Czechia, so supportive from the home audience. They should still be very, very proud, and I really like their skating. In 17th place from Germany was Jennifer Janze van Rensburg and Benjamin Steffen. They were 17th overall with 17 in both programs. A very, clean rhythm dance for them. 17th in the free dance as well. I don't know if this team is going to keep on skating, but I feel like they've been around for a few years. They've been around for a while, but they've been a really good team, I feel like, over the years. They're 32 and 30 respectively. We'll see if they're going to skate for another quad. We'll see. But they've done very, very well for themselves here. Good redemption um, after good redemption after the Olympics where they didn't qualify to the free dance. In 16th place from Great Britain was Phoebe Becker, James Hernandez. They were 18th in the rhythm dance with a pretty clean skate. Could have been higher levels on the twizzles for Phoebe Becker and then on the steps for both of them on the midline and the pattern step. 16th place in the free dance. They had a very unfortunately a little bit too long on their straight line lift as well. Did give them -1 deduction for that, but clean overall for them and a nice interpretation of Romeo and Juliet. 15th place from South Korea was Hannah Lim and Ye Kwan. They were 19th actually in the rhythm dance with -Jui on the twizzles. Maybe in a little bit of danger of not qualifying at like they did at the Olympics, unfortunately. Very good redemption for them here at Worlds. 14th in the rhythm dance for 15th overall. A lot. I believe this program was kind of going a little viral almost. They had some hype around this program. The story is about a military soldier leaving his wife behind, I believe, or his lover behind, and I think it kind of went viral. There's this one spin position that, not spin lift position in their curb lift that went kind of viral because it's a very provocative, not provocative, very stunning, emotionally position in this story of this soldier. I don't know, but a very nice redemption for them after a disappointing Olympics. 14th here was Holly Harris and Jason Chan from Australia, a team I really, really love. 16th place in the rhythm dance here. Clean escape for them. They were 15th in the free dance or 14th overall. This beautiful Claire Lean program. I love this program. I really do think they're an underrated team. Harris and Chan, they're from Australia. They deserve the world, I feel like, because they're a really solid team. Really, really do enjoy their team. Okay. 13th place here was Marie-J Lauriat and Roman Legac of Canada. They were 20th in the rhythm dance, not their best rhythm dance. Really wanted some higher Jewies on those twizzles, especially, and maybe on the midline steps as well. They really did rally in the free dance. They were 13th in the free dance for 13th overall. Climbing up 7 positions in ice dance is not easy for sure, but they really did have a very good free dance that the judges really enjoyed. All right, in 12th place here, replacing the withdrawn team of Chalk and Bates, whereas the team of Caroline Green and Michael Parsons of the US, a really good team. They deserve more, honestly. They, in the rhythm dance, were 13th place, did get, lower Dewey on the twizzles than they certainly would have liked here. Free dance was an 11th place free dance for 12th overall. They're a really solid team. I really do think they deserve a lot. I really like their art, their style, their connection. I'm really hoping they stick around for another quad. I would really love to see them go to the Olympics after they have not been to the Olympics. They have not been to the Olympics twice, unfortunately. Missed out in 2022, fourth place at Nationals. Missed out this year, fourth place at Nationals as well. But I want to see them at the Olympics so bad. I would love to see Caroline Green, Michael Parsons in 2030. Please, 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 please. That's all I hope. Okay, that's what I wish. Okay. All right, people. In 11th place from the Czech Republic, the other team representing the Czech Republic at home here was Katerina Mrazkova and Daniel Morasek. They were very solid here. 12th place in the rhythm dance, clean program there for them. 12th place in the free dance as well for 11th place overall for the team from the Czech Republic. Highest placing finish out of any Czech team or skater here for their country. Very solid result from the Czech team overall at these Worlds. Okay, moving into our top 10 here. Our top 10 here at Worlds. In 10th place was Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin of Georgia. They were 10th place in the rhythm dance with a clean rhythm dance. 9th place in the free dance with a clean free dance as well. They have had a pretty solid season overall. They're a team that's, I feel like it's gradually getting higher and higher scores every season. If they stick around for another quad, I do think that they're going to be in that top 10 for a while here. They were 10th back at the Olympics, if I remember it correctly as well. I think, were they 10th at the Olympics? I don't know. I can't remember. They were like close to 10th at the Olympics. So yeah, pretty good result for them as well. 9th place was Marjorie Lajoie, Zachary Laga from Canada. They deserve so much more. Oh my gosh. 8th place in the rhythm dance. Sure. 8th place. 10th place in the free dance. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This Nuria free dance is beautiful. Yes, their levels were not that high here. Twizzles level 2s. 1 foot steps were a 2 and a 3. Diagonal steps were a 3 and a 3. Sure. But I just think the interpretation of this program is so beautiful. Presentation should be in those nines, and I feel a lot of eights in this squirt sheet. I think the presentation should be higher. Okay, maybe I don't know what it is. I just think this program is excellently done. Beautiful interpretation of Nureyev. You know, they deserved it a lot when they skated it. Um did they skate this last season? I can't remember. Whatever season they last skated this, they deserved a lot then, and they deserve a lot now. So I really like this program for them. All right. Moving into the 200 score range was in 8th place Carrera Ponomarenko of the US. They were 7th in the rhythm dance with a pretty solid skate. They moved back, of course, their perfume free dance for nationals and the Olympics, and now at Worlds. They were very solid 8th place at uh, let's see here. They were a very solid 8th place in the free dance. Stunning dance. I think this Perfume Murderer program is their best program to date. Excited to see what will happen with them in the future, right? All right, for the Lithuanian team of Reed and Luvicius, they were 7th here overall, 9th place in the rhythm dance, and then a very solid 6th place in the free dance to move up to 7th overall. Really solid result for Reed and Luvicius. Really solid team. Is this it for them? I don't know, but if it is, they have a lot to be proud of. Lots of achievements for themselves, for the country of Lithuania. Just great programs over the years for Reed and Luvicius. Very solid, very high results for them. European medal, of course. Very high results at Worlds often. Very good. All right, and 6th place was a very good result for this team. I feel like who haven't had maybe as high scores as compared to last season, but this competition in 6th place here was Loporeva and Briso of France. They were 5th in the rhythm dance actually, with a very high score for a rhythm dance for them. 5th in the rhythm dance, 7th in the free dance, for 6th overall for Loporeva Briso. Pretty young team. We'll have to see where they will end up. um, I'm sure they're hoping to go to the Olympics in 2030 for France as well. So we'll have to see if where they'll end up, if they'll keep on skating, what interesting programs they'll bring, because they've been bringing a lot of interesting programs over these past few seasons. Really develop their own style, and I think that's why judges are really into them. Speaking of a team the judges really like, let's talk about Olivia Smart and Tim Deek of Spain. They were 6th place in the rhythm dance here. Actually, a pretty decent rhythm dance for them across this whole season. And then, get this, they were 2nd in the free dance. This Dune free dance has the judges so enthralled, so captured by the Dune-ness of it all. They love Dune, these judges, and the judges love to reward this free dance with high scores. This 125.31 is their personal best in the free dance. So clearly very, very good, right? I mean, some of these scores, I'm like, dang, those are some high GWs on these elements. But yeah, a 2nd place free dance is a major deal for Olivia Smart, Tim Deek. Another team where I'm like, if they stick around, I truly do think that they could make it on the next Olympic podium. I'm gonna say that. That's a big take, but if they can keep on improving in their rhythm dance scores, I don't see an issue in that, right? All right. 4th place and 3rd place, controversial here, very controversial, because it really could have gone in a lot of different ways. In 4th place was Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson of Great Britain. They were 3rd place in the rhythm dance with a really clean skate. And then when you watch their free dance, they're like, wow, okay, they didn't make at both the Olympics and at Europeans, they had made an error on the twizzles in their free dance, and they got through this free dance very cleanly. Twizzles, pretty decent. Level 2 from Lewis Gibson, but it's all right. No negative GWE on that twizzle. And then you saw their score come up, and you're like, what? 123? because they got a 2-point deduction, and I'm still honestly a little confused on what the deduction was for. But basically, at the beginning of the program, they do a stationary lift into a rotational lift, and the lift, what happened was Lewis Gibson's arm position was too locked, and they docked -2 points for that. And that, I feel like it was a very harsh calling. They've been performing the one of the arguments was that they've been performing this lift the whole season with no issue. And suddenly at Worlds the judges call it. And of course, if it's something very major, the judges will call it. I don't know. Like when I look at it, like I see the difference, the arms being locked, I guess, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. I thought this call was a little ridiculous. It follows the rules. I don't know, a little ridiculous, a little shocking to the figure skating world. British Ice Skating, their federation, even announced that they were trying to challenge it, but the ISU said, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." But this mistake cost them the podium. This mistake cost Fury and Gibson the podium. They were only 0.22 away from third place, and so that 2-point deduction would have been, more than enough to make it third place on the podium, like I thought they would. But controversial result for them. I'm sure this one's going to be talked about for ages. Of course, we couldn't end off the ice dance season without some form of other trauma to add on. But yeah, Lila Fury, Lewis Gibson in fourth. Third place, though. Third place. I predicted this so hard and I got it right. Emilia Zingas, Vadim Kolesnik of the United States. Very good for Zingas Kolesnik here. They were fourth in both programs, fourth in the rhythm dance. The rhythm dance is set to a song called Poison, and it's been stuck in my head all week. I love this song so much now. They got it stuck in my head so hard. It's a really good song. Fourth place in the free dance as well. Very good Romeo and Juliet. Personal best for them. Just really high scores for them, honestly, like very solid, very, very solid scores for them. Very, very nice. Um, yeah, just like really good, better than their Olympic performances, better than the performances they had at Four Continents. I mean, they set a new personal best by about 2.5 points. So very good for Emily Azingas, Vadim Kolesnik. I truly do think they're a very young team from the US. I think that this is the future of the US. This is the future of American ice dance is in Zingas and Kolesnik. Maybe after now the retirement of Talking Bates, probably after this season, I think they might be done. I think this is the new team to watch out for in the US. Emily Zingas, Vadim Kolesnik. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, right? At the beginning of the season, I was like, eh. And then they went to Grand Prix final, and then they won 4 continents, and then they placed fifth at the Olympics, and now they're third at Worlds, right? Very big renaissance in their skating, and I'm very impressed, and I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of them in these coming seasons, and they're gonna be very hungry, and they're a very young team. They're gonna be very hungry to develop even further and get higher scores to be the best in the world, and they already are among the best in the world. So impressive for them. I really don't remember the last time an ice dance team kind of had this such a big outburst in one season. Really great result for Zingas and Kolesnik. All right, in second place here was the Canadian team of Piper Gillis, Paul Poirier. So good. Second place in the rhythm dance, their RuPaul rhythm dance. I just love this program. It's fun, it's energetic. It feels different from every other rhythm dance this whole season. So unique. The free dance, this free dance. So instead of doing their Vincent free dance like they did at the Olympics, they decided just for this last competition of the season, just for some reason, that they were gonna bring back their Wuthering Heights free dance. And you don't know how much I love this Wuthering Heights free dance. Nothing I love more than Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier and their Wuthering Heights free dance. Oh my gosh. I remember it at 2024 World. That was so good. And I think they brought it back just for me. They knew I love this free dance. They were like, you know what? We're gonna bring it to Van Gogh just for the 2026 Worlds. Was it performed perfectly? No. The steps were a little shaky, and understandably because they've only practiced this program for a month. And then they had a error on the spin as well. They were doing their dance spin, and their skates kind of hit each other for a brief second. It slowed down the spin quite a bit noticeably. But that's okay. Honestly, whatever, right? But the rest of the program was done beautifully. The Hydro Blade moment, oh my god, so beautiful. This Wuthering Heights Arena is so good. I will never forget that they brought it back just for me at the 2026 Worlds. Amazing. Again, is it their last competition? I don't know, but what a way to go out, Gillis and Poirier. If this is their last competition, we don't know. Such an amazing team, so many beautiful programs, and to bring back one of your most iconic programs at the last, maybe your last competition, I feel like it's an iconic move, right? All right, in first place here was the Olympic champion team, Laurence Fournier-Baudry, Guillaume Cizeron of France. They were first in the rhythm dance, new personal best 92.74, almost the world record by Chalk and Bates. They were also first in the free dance with 138.07. They won by 19 points, which is very unheard of in ice dance. Am I still angry at the fact that they won the Olympics? Yes, yes, honestly, I am. That's a lot. All the judges gave them a 10 in presentation except one. I don't know about that. I think the scores are a little overinflated for them. But that's what the judges said. So I can't rule against that. But this was the best performance of their free dance all season. If they had skated like this at the Olympics, then I'd be like, okay, like maybe you do deserve the win. But I will never forget the Olympics, those mistakes that were just, they were clear, they were obvious, they were there. And I'm still angry, but they won Worlds, and okay, it's fine. Third place, Emily Zingas, Vadim Kalevnik of the United States. Second place, Piper Gillis, Paul Poirier of Canada. First place, Laurence Fournier-Baudry, Guillaume Cizeron of France. And that concludes the 2025-2026 Olympic figure skating season. I am so exhausted, but that was all. That was the entire figure skating season. I'm so happy that you guys were with me to hear about all these crazy competitions. I'm so happy that I had the opportunity, of course, to talk to you all about these competitions. Just because the season is over, obviously does not mean the podcast is over at all. Next week, I want to start a little, not series, a little, few recap episodes of this whole season. Next week is going to be a stories from the season episode. And by stories from this season, I mean like, oh, these are one of my highlights of the season, how this skater went from, not doing so well in the fall, doing super well in the spring. So a couple of my favorite stories, season trajectories, if you will. A couple of my favorite skaters to whose stories that I really love. Kind of the highlights of this season for me personally. Um, Instead of doing a traditional like competition by competition recap, I want to look at this season through its skaters, the people who are on the ice more. So that's next week's episode. But until then, I hope you guys will have a very, very good week. My name is Ango. I hope you enjoyed me ranting about. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rant about the 2026 World Figure Skating Championships and the men and the ice dance event. I will see you next week as I rant about some stories from the season. I will see you next week. Bye bye.